Let's see, it is December 1st. It is 6:35 a.m. So I woke up at 3 a.m. Because my ears were ringing. Those are like one of the symptoms of electronic harassment. Your ears ring, your sleep pattern is broken. You know, what is electronic harassment? Is when someone has one of these electronic audio signal devices and they use a low frequency like 400 or something gigahertz to transmit an audio signal personal to an individual, which no one, and then they tap off Bluetooth and open Wi-Fi networks to transmit this EMF signal. It's covert electronic harassment set up to make an individual look schizophrenic. But what you have to be smart about is like not respond to it in public, ignore it. You know, when you get alone, you want to say shit because it's just so evil and disgusting, and it's something only a low-class piece of drug addict trash would do. Now, a lot of times people don't know that who their operators are. Operators are people that actually operate these devices. But the advantage that I have, and that's why I post this video, is that I know exactly who they are because I used to live above them. These are 3 people. They are gang stalkers. So they just target individuals. They targeted me during the pandemic that started on March 20th. In the year 2020, I was by myself. I just moved up above them in an apartment with my 6-year-old autistic son. First, Antoine Harris of Long Beach Insane Crips. His birthday is July 9th. He lives at 325 West 10th Street, apartment 4 with Renee Lynn James. She is on the government watch list. You can identify her by her horrible blonde hair and the oversized minions tattooed on her midriff part of her big belly. These are they're a couple. Before I moved in that apartment, Renee Lynn James used to go upstairs, wait for the parent to leave and go to work, and go upstairs and terrorize the 2 little boys that lived in the same building I lived in. Now, I moved up there, pandemic hits, I just didn't understand what was going on. I mean, they started making fun of my son, making fun of his condition, and then Renee Lynn James started to call her friends over, and they would just go in this frenzy of the worst insults, and she would just be loud on the phone. She's molesting her child. This woman has came up with so many lies and slander and gossip, and they were doing this the entire time, gang stalking me. I didn't know what it was till I looked it up. The entire time these people doing this stuff, I didn't understand. I thought maybe it was a noise issue. I moved there 24 hours after I moved in. Antoine Harris of the Long Beach Insane Crips, which I like to add that he's not really from Insane. Nobody has really seen him. It's just that he gives methamphetamine from Miguel Davenport, the neighbor, the Long Beach police informant. He gives meth to the lower scumbags of that gang that have no idea that he is a police informant. They have no idea that what he does behind closed doors is gang stalk, particularly black women, for his Caucasian girlfriend. So this guy, he comes up to my door. Back to the story. I just wanted to give you a little background on him. He's a tall, bald-headed man. He wished that he were a Caucasian man. I have proof of that in a police report where he submitted his race and said that he was white. Also, he has tattoos on the side of his arms, craters on his face. He uses meth severely, and he wears bifocals. But what these normal members that just have to be affiliated with a gang, they're normal. They're nothing like him. They have no idea what he's doing behind closed doors, and they have no idea that this man may one day set one of them up in a trap of drug sales. Just because his next door neighbor and best friend and possibly secret lover, Miguel Davenport, is a police informant. So this man, back to the story, he comes up, bangs on my door 24 hours after I move in. The manager automatically says, let me hear their side of the story. I mean, they got the whole thing set up to make me look like I just moved in and started trouble, and then I'm crazy and I'm on drugs, and I don't do drugs. I don't have a history of mental illness. I don't have any felonies. I don't have any of this stuff. But I did look up these three and pull their records. Okay, we are talking about a history and a life and a criminal lifestyle of drug addiction, mental illness, felonies, all kinds of stuff. So Miguel Davenport, who is supposed to be the director of this faithful transitional housing, located at 325 West 10th Street, apartment 4 in Long Beach, he claims to be this director. What he does is he assaults his clients, he sells them meth, and if they piss him off, he extorts money from them, sexual favors, and he will go to the Long Beach courthouse and report in bad faith to get these guys locked up for not completing their court-mandated classes, when the reality is Miguel Davenport doesn't hold any court-mandated classes. He just keeps them on drugs and keeps them extorted in low vibration, so they do things like vandalize people's things for them, maybe steal for them, or some kind of disgusting shit like this. And he always says that he works for the courts and he makes money in mail and he does this and that. The guy can't speak. He doesn't know anything about grammatically correct sentences. He cannot spell. He wears women clothes. He rides a mountain bike. He's over the age of 50. His lover is at least 30 years younger than him. This guy has felonies for burglary, everything. He's came in my house, burglarized my house. They all laughed about it. They all actually got on a speaker microphone and laughed and tormented me all night and said that, hey, bitch, we got you. We own you. Nobody will ever believe you. So now they run this broadcast like this is all the truth. So now they run this broadcast where they buy these micro SD cards and they record scenarios. So they got one scenario where they act like they're breaking into my sister's home, killing and shooting my son, killing and shooting her dog, her child. It's so sick. Like, I don't even want to speak that kind of stuff into existence, but I know I'm protected by God because these people are demons. Miguel Davenport and Antoine Harris, they make up broadcasts and record on micro SD cards that they're raping children, murdering them. I mean, the shit is so heinous and disgusting. It's like it doesn't even make a person feel comfortable talking about it. But it needs to be talked about because it's the truth and it's what they're doing. And the evidence is in their homes at 325 West 10th Street, apartment 3 and 4. So that's the advantage that I have over getting gang stalked on the street level by three dumbass criminals. I know who they are, what they're doing, what their plans are. They're just horrible people. And then you have Renee Lynn James, the whole time this woman coming to my door trying to fight me in front of my kid. Miguel's like, we gonna make sure you lose your son. Antoine Harris says, oh bitch, we gonna make sure you scared, broken, homeless. So what they did is provoked me after a period of 9 months. Provoked me. Antoine comes outside, said he's going to get this person to kick my ass, this person. I go downstairs on my way to my store. This broad comes out of her back door and gets dropped. I basically protect myself. So she act like she's hurt. She even went so far. And then Miguel comes out of they calls the police. Eric Clotter, Miguel Davenport, Eric Clotter, Renee Lynn James, and Antoine Harris, all four people submitted false information on this police report about me supposedly attacking, and they did that so Renee Lynn James could take that information, get a temporary restraining order, and get a full restraining order. After she got the restraining order, I was served What am I evading anything for? And all night, on the day before the hearing, Renee Lynn James had her boyfriend, Antoine Harris, take out his gun, click it a bunch of times, threatened to kill me, keep me up all night. I mean, even when I nodded off, they would bang on the ceiling. I mean, just basically tire me out and make me completely sleep deprived. I had no privacy in my house. They had been illegally surveillancing me in my house. I mean, everything and anything that a system, when a gang stalker puts you on a system to try to psychologically drive you crazy and ruin your life and make you look like you're the crazy one, make it look like you're the violent one, but the reality of the situation, they're doing all these things in the background. And the reality of my situation is I know who they are, and I'm too smart to fall for that okie doke bullshit, and I'm going to tell the truth on every avenue I can, and it's not libel or slander because it's the truth. Now, so she takes this information, goes to get a restraining order. Oh, she just act like she got beat up. That woman attacked me, and then she went so far as to put the extra scratches on her face. Children's Services removed my son from the home. They were happy about that. They celebrated about it. They continued to gang stalk me and say, yes, bitch, we got you now. We got a restraining order. We're going to kill you now, bitch. That shit's going to follow. Renee, actually, this came out of her mouth. Bitch, the restraining order is going to follow you around. Now we can kill you, bitch. We're going to go wherever you go. So that's against the law. To, it is sick to twist the justice system up so much like that to where you got to low-key do that. But the reality of her situation is this woman is suffering childhood trauma. I mean, if you see her, she lived a life of drugs and alcohol for like 40 years. She has no kids. The second day I lived there, she cried about how she wanted a baby. Boom, that lets you know that this woman targeted me because she's jealous and she's mentally disturbed and she's on drugs and she has 2 other people to support her in her mental disturbance and mental dysfunctionality and continue her drug use. So now, continue to be gang stalked. We got the restraining order on me. I have to get my son back. All kinds of things. These people are continuing to completely rip my life apart. But what they don't know, or what they do know, because, they track me anyway, is that I'm stronger than they could ever be. I don't need to jump in somebody's lane and celebrate over, yeah, I ruined your life. I'm tough. And let me tell you, I've since then I've moved from the place, and that's when the electronic harassment kick in. Let me tell you that Antoine Harris is going around town to the Long Beach Insane Crips, telling them that I'm vandalizing his car, that I'm crazy, that I'm on drugs, that I'm doing things to him. This man, he wants clout so bad, but what they need to know is to stay away from his ass because he's sick. He's sick. He doing drugs. He doesn't go outside. When he goes outside, he acts like he's a normal guy, and he's not. He doesn't. They have no idea what he's doing behind closed doors. The man is sick, and he supports his girlfriend in her mental illness, and secretly supports his could-be boyfriend next door. So every day I'm going to post and I'm going to let you guys know about the heinous shit they say to me. So this morning while they woke me up, I just had to give you that long background. This morning while they woke me up, my ears are ringing. My ears are ringing now. They played this broadcast like they were torturing and raping a child. I don't even feel comfortable talking about this shit. It's the sickest shit ever, but it's the truth. And y'all need to know. And it's Miguel Davenport, Antoine Harris, and Renee Lynn James of Long Beach that live at 325 West 10th Street, apartment 3 and 4. Right, Delray Court, in between Cedar and Chestnut. These people are doing this every day. So they're going to try to say, oh, we're the victims and this girl's making up stuff. Ain't nobody making up stuff. If the cops went in there and found all the meth, the illegal guns that they're holding, they would find micro SD cards. They will find that Antoine Harris has a speaker and connected to a microphone that he records these sick, repetitive phrases on. The man is sick as fuck. These 3 people are gang stalkers. So tomorrow I will be uploading another video and I will be telling you the same horrible shit that they say, and still being strong and being protected by the Most High, and still continuing to be a good person to other people and live my life on this earth and not be of the low vibrational, wicked, demonic drug addicts that they are. You guys have a good day.